there's always one.
What's the, okay, what's the fairgrounds? Did you have your own?
No,
Does he do them sort of over?
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, I know that the, trustee Lewis seems to be the inside on all of the.
He just lives there. Probably feeling a little lonely up there, Doug.
Been there before.
Okay. Because I thought Shelley was gonna, well, maybe she's
Couple minutes
gone.
yet. Well, yeah, people might be holiday week, you know.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna have to try to pay attention to that sort of thing now. I never have for years. Just another day of the week. Hey,
Good
Josh.
morning. When I was single, I used to volunteer to work holidays so the married guys could go. I got paid double time and a half, so
Yeah.
I didn't care.
I was always greedy. I took everyone I could get.
I said, you want Christmas off? I'll work it. I'm
Betcha.
fine with it.
Want me to work a double that day? I'll take care of
I'll
that.
do it.
Did you see the minutes that Alicia just sent us
Yes.
Yeah,
on Friday?
yeah. Yeah, that and we just got one from Derek too. He's not coming.
All right, 9 o'clock, you should be live, right?
Yep, you're live.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, can I have a motion to approve today's agenda?
I'm gonna make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, go for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Team and I,
Vols, aye.
perfect. Discuss and approve the minutes.
We had,
I'd like a discussion, just real quick. Is this gonna include Friday's meeting also on that? Okay, along that line of the discussion, I would like to know why you two, Ron and Tracy, voted for that when you get, after you, whatever you're gonna do to approve it, but I wanna know why, and I think everybody else should know why you decided to go for it when we're not getting any benefit out of it. I know why Bruce voted against it, I get that, but I don't understand you guys' thinking, and I would like to know what it is, since this is what we're doing.
I can comment on that a little bit right now. All the other counties have joined in on this. One county did not.
So,
You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm helping this new deal from the state out.
and you're putting that ahead of your taxpayers,
we're,
because you're not getting anything out of it.
We're not getting anything out of it.
then it's not costing
Zero.
us anything.
We'll see. You haven't been reimbursed yet. We'll see.
Well, if we don't, the way that 28E agreement was wrote, that we can get out of it. We don't have to go the full 12 months.
Even any thought to what Bruce had stated about liability for insurance?
They already got their liability. She assured us that right at the meeting, if you remember hearing that.
That was brought up, I went to the Regional Governance Board meeting on Thursday, and one of the items that they presented was that the DAP, which is where this lady will go to work, had purchased their liability insurance.
And how does that cover and work with the workman's comp like Bruce had stated?
My understanding is it's supposed to include the liability for their, it's kind of a tough thing to explain, their employee, but paid through us and reimbursed by the state. They've got, my feeling, they've got the cart before the horse in a lot of this. They needed another 6 months, maybe a year, to get everything finalized on this new, going from the regions to the districts. It's cut the state's proposed plan has cut it in about in half, the number of districts compared to the regions.
That's all it was after, was making sure that it was included in this and
It's
where you guys
included.
stood on it and why. I think people need to know.
As for the payment, the reimbursement, she said the dates that it'll be coming out of Lynn County. They're gonna be the fiscal agent, Lynn County, for the state. And I can't remember the dates, what she told me. I don't believe.
Did you see them in that meeting?
Yes,
Okay, I probably got it here.
Okay. She said what dates, the 2 dates of every month when Lynn County cuts the checks.
and that'll operate similar. We were the fiscal agent for the watershed.
Yep.
Okay, I can check on that.
Clarified
I'll get
now?
the dates. What's that?
Pretty well clarified for you?
Yeah,
Good.
thank you.
All right. Now for the minutes.
I have read both sets of minutes. Probably need the dates. Do you have the dates on those, John, by chance?
That would be the,
June 27th is the Friday one.
and then
June 27th and
24th.
June 24th. I would move to approve the minutes for the June 27th and the June 24th meeting.
Okay.
I read those and I will second.
All right, call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Vols, aye.
Sheriff, I guess you're gonna take over?
Yep. Chief?
Sure, it's tied up right now. A couple things on the agenda, I believe Mark Johnson's retirement. His last working day will be July 4th. I think his end date is, I believe it was August 8th, something like that.
Last day is July 4th.
July 4th is last working day, end date
August 8th.
August 8th.
Okay, so do I have a motion to acknowledge the retirement of Mark Johnson?
I would make the motion to acknowledge the retirement of Mark Johnson with his complete last date to be, working day would be July the 4th, and everything would be cleared out by August 8th.
I will second.
Okay, call for a vote on that one.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Vols, aye.
City of Benton.
City of Benton, City of Urbana, City of Belle Plaine, all have agreed to 28 agreements for both the law enforcement liaison and also dispatch service fees. Benton will be paying 15% of the base salary of the liaison. Belle Plaine, I think, is somewhere in the 7.9 range, Urbana, 4. We tried to even it out and make it as fair as possible, just based on population of their cities.
There's the-
Is that 2556? We're leaving?
2556 is for the,
Oh, that's Polk County.
for Polk County inmates. Do you want to speak on that first?
Polk County, we have a 28E agreement in place with Polk County to house up to 10 of their inmates for them at $60 per day. It just depends on how much overflow they have, whether they'll ask us to house them. So it's another way to generate revenue, and we can boost our jail population up a little bit.
will they transfer down here?
They're gonna do all the
Take out the-
transport.
Perfect.
Everything?
Yep.
Perfect. Do we ever have to use anybody else? We ever had an overflow?
We used to do Scott County.
Scott County juveniles.
Years ago, we did Blackhawk County.
Okay.
And then we always, Tama County from time to time.
Yep. And we do house federal inmates currently, still.
Where's your population been setting, Josh?
I think around 25 right now, so this will put us up to maybe 35, somewhere in that range.
Okay, can I get a motion for resolution 2556?
I would make a motion to accept resolution 2556 for the 2080 agreement for Benton County to house Polk County inmates.
I will second that motion.
Call for a vote.
Tip.
Resolution.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Bull's eye.
57.
Pass this one around for signatures.
Yes.
One, two, John?
I just have this one. You want, we can sign that one, that'll work. Yep.
That way you got two.
Perfect.
They'll probably want one and then the auditor will. Okay, 2557 is, Belle Plaine, Benton, Urbana. That's that one.
That's the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Well, is it the
That's for-
dispatch fee or is it the liaison?
Dispatch
Dispatch.
fee.
Dispatch
Okay,
services.
yeah, so dispatch fees, all 3 cities signed it. Urbana does not have an active PD, so we're not going to currently bill them. We've actually deactivated their ORI temporarily, so we don't have to pay those fees. The new contract for dispatch fees, because it's kind of late in the game with the budget, we did not raise those fees at all, but they are going to start paying their Iowa system invoice bills themselves. And we've already been in discussions on the rates are going to have to go up for 2027. But we'll rediscuss that with them in the fall.
Okay, can I get a motion for 25, resolution 2557?
I would make the motion to accept the 2080 agreement, resolution for number 2557 for the law enforcement dispatch service, city of Belle Plaine, Vinton, and Urbana.
I will second.
Okay, call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Bull's eye.
Okay, 2558, resolution, law enforcement mental health liaison, Belle Plaine, Benton, and Urbana.
Correct. Same thing with Urbana, no active PD. They're not gonna have to pay any fees on this. Belle Plaine and Vinton, the percentage should be listed on there. I think Vinton was 15% of the base salary, which her salary I think is $74,001 something. These are year-to-year contracts, so as her rate goes up with the county percentage rate, those annual fees will go up as well.
would make the motion to approve the 2080 agreement for resolution 2558 for the law enforcement mental health liaison with the cities of Belle Plaine, Fenton, and Urbana.
Second.
Okay, call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Bulls?
Aye.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. That's it, thanks.
See you, Josh.
Yep.
Nine 15. You're up, Al. I got it. Okay. All right.
So, to give you an update, I contacted SHPO, which is the State Historic Preservation Office, which Allison Archimbo is the CLG coordinator, that's certified local government, to ask for termination of contract. No one's evidently ever asked for her to facilitate that. And so, after a week, the answer I got back was, I can't ask for it because I did not sign the contract. So, with it being Fair Week and everything else, I did the best to come up with we want to terminate this. The other piece of paper that you have is the contract that needs signed since we're not going through the state.
My one question is, okay, if we don't terminate the contract, what happens? Because they're not gonna pay you, right?
It's on hold. It's,
So could that money maybe come later on for the fiscal year?
Be a reimbursement type thing, maybe?
well, it's reimbursement anyway. So we would have outward costs anyway. But we're only looking at $1,230. And all of the information is out. We have people that have already,
I get this,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, go ahead and pay for it out of your own pocket. But maybe let this,
but we can't.
you can, why not?
That stop work order means anybody that's on a grant contract, you have to sit there and wait to see whether the
Oh,
money
now I
comes
get
in.
it.
Well,
Got it.
you couldn't proceed with the
Nope,
project.
we already
I
dead
got it.
stop.
I got it.
The only way to move forward with it and not just sit there, and we could sit a year before they finally say, the money's not coming,
Okay.
you need to,
I get it.
Because you're already scheduled everything up,
Yeah,
yes,
your person and everything.
which
well,
is what you explained last week.
yes.
And this would put a hold on that schedule.
I have 3 people that have already, signed up to come. But we haven't hired our clinician because we can't. It has to just sit if we don't say we need this terminated.
I understand.
It's kind of convoluted, but it makes
Yes.
sense. I get
It
it.
is.
And it's taken 3 weeks to get I can't ask for it, he has to because he's the one that signed the contract.
Got it. So,
But we're also running up into if we don't get that other contract signed, and it happens to be our clinician's birthday, so he's not answering, I'm gonna find him somewhere tomorrow because we have bills I need to send through, which have to be turned in by tomorrow, correct? Or we have to wait another half a month and he won't sign it, and it'll all be for nothing.
okay. So basically, I'm looking for a motion to have me sign this letter of cancellation or in termination of the grant, and you got the number on here, 13580.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay, call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Vols, aye.
Now, would you want this on Benton County's letterhead?
Yes.
Okay,
I didn't realize that,
that's fine. I will give this to
I sent an
John.
email to Haley on Sunday night
Okay,
that has all of the information as to who needs to get it.
okay.
So I can give you this. and then
Perfect.
I can actually sign it, either before around noonish or after our other ordeal today.
Okay. Yep.
But just put it on the county's,
Letterhead.
yeah, letterhead.
Needs to be as
Ready?
official as we can get it.
Okay. You'll just have to stop up there and get it, or they can
I'm assuming
email
they
it.
can scan it. I gave them a list of
Okay, they got
emails it needs to go to.
it. Got it. Okay,
Can I also get you to sign that other contract?
the contract itself,
Yes. And then I will find our clinician in the next 24 hours and have him sign the other half.
well, this is for the contractor.
Yes. Our clinician,
Okay.
Terry K. Phillips.
I should have motion, and that's gotta be separate then.
Yes.
From the executive.
Yep. There's another copy sitting there, I think.
Yes, did you copy? I would make the motion to allow Tracy to sign the contract for the consulting services to assist the Historic Preservation Commission, preparation for the historic window restoration workshop.
Okay. No, you keep it. That's
Okay.
what we're voting on right now. You
Okay.
made a
That's
motion
my
on it.
copy.
Yep. You wanna second it?
I will second that.
Okay. Call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Vols, aye.
Say, I've
Now
just
you can
read
roll.
this.
Thank you. Can I run that through the copier so you can hang on to that, but I need him to sign 2 copies?
Sure.
Do you want me to run it before or after?
Don't matter, you run it now.
Do it now, yeah.
We can do the fireworks permit now.
Yes.
That's kinda chopped up, so. I'll have one of you guys, you probably got it all wrote down.
I do, yes. I would make a motion to accept the application for fireworks permit for applicant Chris Herr for the Watkins, where does it say?
Community.
Watkins Community Athletic Association
Yep.
for the date of July the 5th, 2025, with a rain date of July the 6th for 2025. The certificate has been approved by the fire department for that.
I will second that motion.
Call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Bull's eye.
Done. Going through.
Sure.
John, can you tell me about the resolution 2552? Did not sign that? Why it was in my file this morning? You know, it's not on the agenda or anything.
I think it was placed there by mistake.
Okay.
Let me get back to you on that.
All right.
I'll hang on to it.
Okay. Reports.
Did not attend the meeting last week.
I had everything come together at 1 o'clock on Thursday, and then 1 at 1:30. I attended, I had to make my choices, so I attended the regional governance board for the mental health region. Be the last meeting as the group as we know it then. It will continue forward through the payment cycle. We will now be meeting, we won't be in Hiawatha anymore. The next 2 meetings will be in Johnson County,
Oh, yeah, because that's the district we're in.
because they are still in the group, in case there's anything we would need to vote on. Like we said earlier, they have their insurance in place. Still a lot of things they don't have concrete answers on, but they're working towards them, and they also feel like it's been rushed a little, but they'll work through everything.
Okay. I had an Easy Cog meeting Thursday. Very quiet.
One of the meetings that I did not attend would have been the HACAP, and I just can't stress how much that HACAP does here. They really are a fantastic group, and they do a lot of things throughout our communities.
I don't have anything scheduled for this week, do you guys?
I do not.
Because of the holiday? I've got the 10th, I've got Hartman Entertainment, but nothing scheduled for this week.
Myron.
Not a typo, but a quick modification. The utility permit listed on the agenda, it says Farmers Mutual Telephone. That's what I gave to the auditor's office because I got from the contractor, but the Desert phone company is Farmers Cooperative Telephone. They want to extend their service in Monroe Township. Currently have a pedestal on 60th Street at um, 1375 60th Street. They need to go east a strong quarter-mile to 14th Avenue and then south a weak half-mile to 6029 14th Avenue. They will bury it in the roadbed at the depth required on the permit. I see no problems with that. We just need the chairman's signature following approval by the board of supervisors.
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve. Is there a resolution to that, or no? Just
No need to.
So that's just for the Farmers Co-op telephone in Monroe Township.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Bulls eye.
The other utility permit I have is for Mid-American Energy. That would be the gas pipeline running from 218 gas substation southeast for about a mile and a half, diagonally through a number of farm fields. But it then will also cross 62nd, I believe, and 25th Avenue in the county road system. So, and then in conjunction with that project, not on the utility permit, but just for information, they're gonna put a driveway on 25th Avenue and have not necessarily a substation, but where the connection is to tie back into this line that is just east of 25th. A very short distance, and so that driveway will go right into that area where that tie-in will be. They'll need to vary that line to the county's requirements on the utility permit. That's what the plans show, so there shouldn't be any problem. So I would need board's action on the utility permit and the chairman's signature.
Do they say when they're gonna start?
They've had some people change hands, I guess, sounds like. I just started getting contact information here about a week ago, 24th, 25th of June. They're hoping the middle of the month, but the guy that I've been talking to is trying to figure out what has been done and hasn't been done ahead of schedule here, and whether they've got everything in order to get started or not. I haven't heard exactly if that start date is gonna be here, starting mid-July or not.
What the email they sent me, or not they did, our inspector that we don't have them hired yet on our Des Moines. They do not even have a contractor lined up to dig this thing in yet.
That's right. The guy that I was talking to, the bids were due, I think they may have been open at this point.
Okay.
It's right around this week,
I think it's 24th, the last time I talked to this
Mhm.
gal from Des Moines, you know, and she told me I showed you that information about what she does. She don't actually inspect the pipe, she inspects the ground, you know. And she said when she was notified of what's actually gonna start digging or doing anything, that she will send us a contract that we'll have to sign with them, which we get reimbursed from Mid-America. So,
It might be today, to be honest, I'm not sure. He did tell me the bids were being opened very soon, but they did not have, you're right, they didn't have the
yeah,
contract.
I was shocked that
So-
she's the one that found this all out, was
Which-
telling me, and
In many cases, it's typically about 30 days before any contractor usually starts following a letting date. Sometimes things can happen a little bit quicker than that, but in most cases, it's usually about 30 days before all
Well-
the contract is signed, processed, and everybody is in place and in order to get started.
can you, off your mind, you know, this is way back in March when they sent me all that blueprints and all that. And I can't remember now, is it going on the north side of the old line or the south side of the old line? You know, I
I don't off the top of my head, but I have the set of plans that I think contractors are looking at. I believe it's on the south side of that existing line and that they were buying purchasing an additional easement through there, for that line. But,
Okay.
I can text you or let you know if you're interested. I've got,
It,
it's a 64-page set of plans that came with this permit, that's got everything laid out. I just can't remember
yeah,
which side.
I never printed them out.
Is there a reason why?
There is a business in Cedar Rapids, I believe, that needs, their gas needs exceed what that pipeline can handle, at least in a short spot in Lynn County and the short segment in Benton County. And so
It's just
they
a-
need to
it's an upgrade.
improve their line, upgrade their line in order for their entire pipeline to provide the needed gas required at this business in Cedar Rapids.
Just seemed strange that it was such a short distance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For whatever reason, they must have
downside.
downsized through there, or maybe there's some other additional issue in there, I don't know. But it appears that there's just, back in, earlier this year, what Tracy had forwarded to me and what I'd seen is there was a very short segment in Lynn County and a short segment in Benton County that needed to be addressed in order to accommodate that business needs.
So, we have the same inspector lined up that Lynn County does?
Yes,
Okay. Just need to go smoother.
yes. Yeah, Haley finally got me the
Good.
number and all that, and I contacted them 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and I've been on the phone and emails, so it's at a standstill until Mid-America actually says when they're gonna start. And then she'll be sending a contract for us to sign. All right, so getting back at it, can I get a motion to approve the utility permit for Mid-America?
I would move to approve the utility permit for Mid-America Energy to Eden Township.
Second.
Okay, call for a vote.
Tippit, aye.
Name and I.
Vote aye.
And I was told through the grapevine, we got trouble with our new red light.
Yes. Two troubles, yes. Lights, when I received them, when we went to plug them in to get them to work, we couldn't get the red lights to work at all. They were very dim, as I understand it.
We will put volume term on there for that.
Yes, if you want to get that to me. And we were on the phone with tech support, and they sent us new lenses to put in that. We put those in yesterday. The lights came on nice and bright and stayed on for 20 seconds, and then they went dead. And the only way you could make it work again was hit the reset button. But they weren't blinking like they're supposed to, so we called tech support again. I haven't heard what we've learned since then, but upon talking with the DOT and making sure everybody was aware of what was going on, and the DOT, local people that take care of traffic safety are questioning whether we're going overboard on this intersection with everything due to the zero accident history since it's been forward.
It's been a pretty short time span. We don't have a year on that yet.
But they're questioning whether the red flashing lights would be necessary, maybe doing some other stuff at the stop sign and doing a little bit of alterations, having the stop ahead signs could be just as effective. Still use the lights we have, but maybe put amber yellows on them. 12-inch lens size is really what the manual and uniform traffic control requires for lighting. The yellow light, amber lights we have at the stop ahead are very effective. They're not the 12-inch diameter sizes.
Must be a full-time job just to come up with the rules for the size of the reflectors and the lights.
So I'm coordinating with them, but yeah, we have them, trying to get them working and going to still continue with the plan of attack, at least on muffling, if I'll use a word, the existing rumble strip, not eliminating it yet at this point.
Just, are these, national standards that everybody goes by for the size of the reflectors and the stop
Yes.
signs? Okay.
Yes, it is a national set of standards. Iowa adopts those standards for the state, but all states either adopt or usually reference that, and that is uniform across the country.
Sounds like the quality assurance people with this light company didn't do a very good job.
It's starting to look that way.
Wow.
So now we're trying to figure out if it's the light or the housing that comes with it, and the housing unit is completely sealed up. You've got the wires going in, wires coming out, we can check those and everything appears to be working right, but from what we can test, but
Yeah.
we can't open the panel up and do anything
To see.
inside it, so.
And the area east of the dairy, did you start it on that yet, or?
Started and virtually finished.
Oh, good.
There's 2,100 feet of roadway there that we put a substantial rock base on. We got caught in the rain, I think 3 times while we were doing that, and it was pretty soft. I was just across it this morning, and it's firming up very favorably at this point.
Hopefully that's something you can erase from your to-do list and not have to revisit it. We can keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, that's good. Very good. Thank you.
Next week, we're gonna try to get started and possibly finish that short quarter mile that we're gonna do on 74th for Wayne Gibney and his 2 neighbors. And just while we're talking projects, if you're traveling 30, Boomerang started yesterday on 33rd Avenue, offset right turn lane at Atkins. Their goal, hope is that they can do a big share of the dirt work this week. On Monday, they plan on closing 33rd Avenue, finishing the dirt work, getting it all prepped for paving. The week of the 14th, they're hoping to pave that offset right turn lane, and then dress up the dirt work, everything to open that up. Well, the paving's happening then on the week of the 14th. They are going to move over to the 32nd and start doing that what they can with lane open. Once they can get 33rd open and traffic on the pavement, they'll close 32nd down and start working on that pipe and the rest of it.
So the Atkins Road, the old road is closed now?
It will be closed on Monday. It's open right now.
It's open right now.
Yep, but Monday they are planning on closing it. I met with the contractor yesterday.
You guys will have to go down and put barricades in?
Nope, that's part of the contract.
Really?
Yep.
He's gonna do that?
Yep, state and or the contractor. It's kind of a coordination of both.
Okay.
So there's traffic control items that are part of the contract, but actually it's all part of the contractor's responsibility. Say they coordinate with the DOT, but all of those cones and plastic drums that are out on Highway 30 reducing it to 1 lane between 33rd and 32nd. We're part of the contract.
And they'll take the lights down and,
They took the 2 lights down yesterday.
Okay.
Everything they could do. I can say they didn't do hardly any dirt work yesterday. It was a lot of prep work, taking the
Okay.
lights down and confirming that the phone line had gotten buried and exposed and reburied to the depth they needed and out of the way. And I'm sure they're moving dirt today. I didn't come through there that way today, but yesterday afternoon on my way home, they hadn't moved any dirt yet, but the lights were down.
as for the lights, then, our track record with the state ain't been too good. Are they gonna put them back up then?
Yes,
Or-
that is part of the contract.
Okay.
We'll get billed for that expense, but it was part of the contract. The 2 lights came down, they're being stored over at the DOT shed at New Hall right now while that work's being done. But the prime contractor has a subcontractor that will put those 2 poles back up.
Okay.
We'll put new LED light fixtures on all 5 of the ballasts and get it back working, hooked up, and we'll get billed for that expense. That was part of the contract.
Okay. Touching back on that light at the Van Horn corner, they sending a new one out, or?
Like I said, they were on, I haven't got an update this morning on what we learned yesterday afternoon. I learned at lunchtime that things were not working right, and we were gonna call them, and I don't know if we made contact yesterday afternoon and what.
You don't
we
have it
learned.
up though, do you?
No, it's
It's
in here
Yeah.
at the shop.
Yep. Okay.
We
All right.
wanted to test it before we hung it on the stop sign and find it wasn't working, and that's what we learned.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
sure thing.
Have a great Fourth.
You too.
Thanks.
Doug, you got anything?
You already took care of it.
Motion adjourned?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, or, all in favor, say aye.
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 And we got 3 hours. One head somewhere, I'm not sure.
I'll review everything one more time.
One more, don't I? So they can have one.
You gotta take, you gotta do the afternoon deal too? Okay.
That's correct. It's gonna be
Okay. Hand that one over. Got it. You got one, right?
Doug, have a good Fourth.
You guys too. Take it easy.
Yep.
I don't know what this is.
Okay.
What I'm getting at is something
Okay, here's one here.
not signed, correct?
No, that thing got
Oh.
nothing to do.
There's the other half of it.
Yeah.
Don't just hand that one to Ron.
So something crazy, when I was in Colorado Springs, I fell down the steps to my daughter's basement. And I did something nasty to this little finger. And it wouldn't, I couldn't get it, it was Sunday.
Do you need?
I was cleaning up the skillet after my wife made breakfast. The skillet started to fall off the counter. I went to grab it, the skillet hit this
Why don't I go
finger,
ahead and take a
and
copy?
it popped it back into place, and now it's,
Can I run this?
No, it works like a charm.
if that isn't the craziest, I couldn't believe it, I'm like, I played golf Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
Nice. I, believe it or not, I did have a guy at the fair say,
With this, they have videos.
how come when you guys approve something, why does Bruce always say bullseye? He said, I thought, now that's funny.
Yep, I'm not the only one that figured that.
He said, he's saying bullseye. Oh, man, he says, on that YouTube, it sounds like he says bullseye.
I might just
I
as
said, Bruce
well.
has brought that up.
I might just as well.
First. Wednesday, correct?
Should do it sometime just to see who catches on.
Yeah, and see if she puts it in the
I'll have
minutes.
to have you, I'll have you stop by the office so we can
Ah, shucks.
talk with, Gina.
Okay, so I'm going to, I need to submit that today, I want you to.
Well.
Because I know what your dad is,
Right.
essentially this, but I don't want to wait till Wednesday to submit. By the time to check it,
Are
we
you
have a workshop.
gonna be in the Friday?
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I wasn't
we'll
planning
talk
on
about
being
some
in
more
it,
when
but I
we
was
get
gonna
to
be
the office,
there.
So we can get this thing, you want me to
I have
copy that,
not
that way we
heard-
can keep it with this, then,
Anybody's doing that,
Do a cluster.
or
it's okay.
anything.
Well,
We work through this stuff all the time.
the state had us sign a contract in February.
Any updates on
Waited till
Gary?
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
to
he
say
was up to the
stop
fair.
work Because we didn't get it.
I'm gonna be lying now. Wednesday or Friday?
You know what I mean?
Thursday,
Yeah.
the only day I wasn't up there.
The ball was already long.
He's in a walker.
Road.
Okay, but he's up and,
He was up to the fair. They had him up there in the morning.
Mhm.
Could have been Wednesday morning. I don't remember now what morning it was.
Was that, you were talking to a young lady one day and you asked her some
That was a
questions?
Doc's granddaughter.
So that's one of Brian's?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
I was trying to put a
yes,
face to that and I couldn't get it done.
yes.
I thought, well, she seems to know what's going on, but I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, yeah, but that's
I didn't know
Brian's,
if it was a neighbor or,
that's Brian's, foster child.
Yep. okay.
Once it's the dude's birthday, so he's not available.
That's it, oh, hey.
Now it
It's a
all
perfect
makes sense to
storm,
me,
Allison,
because
always
I
happens.
thought, I don't know who that girl is.
Yeah, yeah.
Not old enough to be Gary's daughter that he talks about.
No.
All right, you still,
She was the one that